see that and then they could act on that instead of just letting it come into our
100%. When NOAA comes in and they identify, saying, look, and we're looking at through our satellites, and we're saying Lake Okeechobee is 90% covered in an algae bloom, and there's blue-green algae, cyanobacterium, microcystin algae. This is a big deal. It's a threat to health and human safety. We're going to send in the cavalry to go out there and help clean this up. And just because they can't do everything, that doesn't mean they're going to have that authority to do nothing at all. If they can do something, they have to be doing something, everything that they can. At the moment that that's going to happen, knowing that these releases are coming, they have to start that cleanup, that mitigation immediately. They can't wait until the community is saying, look at all the dead manatee, look at all the dead fish, look at the dead this. They can't wait until that point. They got to be doing it right off the bat. What else y'all got? Obviously, there's a lot more going on in this issue. One of the important things that we have coming up in the next week or 2 weeks, a week ago I had a hearing with the Department of the Interior, a number of different stakeholders from South Florida Water Management District to Health and Human Services, Florida Department of Environmental Protection, EPA, a number of other groups that are all working at this issue. And one of the commitments that we got was to have a working group. The first meeting of this working group is going to be down here in this area to have this exact conversation. You know, South Florida Water Management District testified in front of me that there's basically no level that Lake Okeechobee could get to be too low to where they wouldn't send all the other stakeholders the water that they want. They wouldn't send water, no level that Lake Okeechobee could be too low where they wouldn't send water to the stormwater treatment areas, where they wouldn't send water to agriculture interests, where they wouldn't send water to the tribes, where they wouldn't send water to refill aquifers for those that drink out of Miami-Dade counties. Everybody would still get their water. To quote the South Florida Water Management District, even if Lake Okeechobee was down at 11 feet, even if Lake Okeechobee was down at 10 feet, 9 feet, 8 feet, they would all still get the water that they need. So if everybody's still going to get the water, then in the dry season, the Corps of Engineers needs to let that lake dry out so that in the wet season, they're not destroying the Treasure Coast, they're not destroying the west coast of Florida, and they're not messing up these communities from top to bottom with the environment, with the economy, with everybody's businesses and homes and summers. And that's what has to happen, and that's what we're working for right now. We're going to make that happen.